Finally, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Cedar Grove Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be advertised by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on bulletin boards in the district, published and/or transmitted to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and Star Ledger newspapers, filed with the township clerk, and posted on the district website. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Here.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Here.
Mr. Schoner.
Here.
Mr. Mandela.
Here.
Mrs. Dye.
Here. The meeting is open to the public for comment on items on the agenda. Seeing none. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mrs. Dye.
How's it going? Is everybody now comfy in their... Okay. Some of us seem to have more space and others seem to have lost. I'm just saying. Anyway. All right. Does anybody have any committee reports? All right. Well, I have one. So I attended the middle school FSA meeting last night, and it was their first meeting, obviously. And just a couple things. Mr. DeCourt talked about how they have their Week of Respect every year. So this year they're thinking about bringing back the gentleman who does Ryan's Story, which is, it hasn't been done, I think, in a number of years, and it's just a story about a young student who committed suicide. And so by his father telling this story, he hopes to bring a more awareness to bullying. So that's a good thing and still a sad thing. On a lighter note, Mr. DeCourt said they're working on their video, their Week of Respect video, and they're hoping to top last year's, so we'll all anxiously await that. Some changes potentially in the 8th grade field trip. Rocking Horse Ranch has been a staple for a very long time, but they're actually looking at a different venue in North Brunswick. Mr. Chell was going to visit today, and he will report back. So one of the benefits of this place is that we would be the only school there on that given day versus Rocking Horse Ranch when there's lots of other schools. And also this place is a lot closer. So we will see what happens there. MAP testing at the middle school will be next week. The 29th is the open house for the middle school. 7 p.m. Mr. DeCourt starts speaking. 7:25 be in your homeroom. Let's see, picture day is on the 30th, and the next FSA meeting will be November 7th. The middle school has moved to every other month FSA meetings. Yes, and fortunately, so has South End. So each of you who are representing or going to a school should have the schedule by now, and please make sure you attend. So, anybody else? All right, fantastic. So right now we'd like to have a little board presentation in recognizing Mr. Joe Sakala. How do I just sit here and read my little spiel, or?
Well, I know you don't like speaking after I speak, so.
Oh gosh, no, I'm gonna go first. Yeah, absolutely, because whatever you say winds up being a lot nicer than what I say, so. Just saying. All right. So today we're here to recognize Joe Sakala for his almost 6 years of service on the Board of Ed. I first met Joe outside the high school one night in 2010. It was dark, and I was racing into the building for a meeting, and some guy named Joe approached me, handed me a card, and told me he was running for the Board of Ed. I took the card, I said thanks, and I thought to myself, that's nice. So, well, it did turn out to be nice, because 2 years later, I was elected to the Board of Ed. And being a new board member isn't easy. There's no learning curve, and you're expected to hit the ground running. I realized early on that Joe was the voice of reason. We can get pretty passionate about things up here, and that's because we care so much. And Joe was always the voice of calm. Even at 1 a.m., when again, we might get a little passionate, Joe helped us get back on track. Joe didn't have an agenda. He always said what he thought was best for everyone involved. Granted, it wasn't always what some of us wanted to hear, but you respected Joe for his opinion. The most challenging aspect about being on the board is when you're president. I've been president for only a few months, and trust me, it's not always sunshine and rainbows, and sometimes it's a delicate balancing act. As president, you're the liaison between the board and the superintendent. You're the one that communicates on behalf of the board, and you're the one who, when things don't go right, you have to hear about it first. Joe was president for more than 2.5 years, and that's a really long time. Joe had to deal with a lot. Of course, he's missing out on a lot now, but I'm just saying. And Joe was a great leader. He handled the tough jobs, and we weren't envious. Joe's the type of person who you want to work with. He's a great mentor, and if you have an opportunity to work for him, then you should consider yourself fortunate. I miss Joe on the board, and however, I look forward to working with him on the town council in his new role. We're a small town, and it's important that both groups work together for the benefit of Cedar Grove. Joe's that guy who will help make that happen. Thank you, Joe, for your years of service, and I am by far a better board member by having worked with you. Thank you.
Nicely said.
Now go ahead and say your better stuff now, because I know you will.
I couldn't possibly top that. Joe, on behalf of the board and myself, you've been supportive of me, of our process, of every school, of all of our kids, and we're happy to have you working for the council, because we know working together is very important for the Township of Cedar Grove. So, best of luck to you.
Thank you very much. Can I say just a couple
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not getting in trouble over this one.
It's just for
There you
them.
go. Thank you very much for this. I really appreciate it. Chrissy called me earlier and said she felt like she was writing my obituary. But I mean,
Only you.
It really does mean a lot to me because being on the board really meant a lot to me. And it wasn't just the act of being a member of the Board of Education, but it was really, as I said in the letter of resignation that I wrote, working with all of you, which really made it an extremely pleasant experience, even in some of the most unpleasant times. We never, as Chrissy said, we never always agreed, but we always respected each other, we listened to each other's opinions, and in the end, we always did what was best for the students of Cedar Grove. And because of that, I'm extremely proud to have served on this board, and in light of that, I want to let you know, because you might have seen me creeping around here at some of the past meetings, old habits die hard sometimes. I've been here watching what's been going on and obviously listening to what's going on. And as proud as I was about the time that I spent here, I want to let you know that, because I didn't want to do it when there were lines of people here, and I don't want to make it sound self-serving in any way, but I want to let you know that I'm very proud of the way that the situation this summer was handled by the board. After I left, you guys did an unbelievable job, and what you really can't say, or I guess you could say it, but we don't, is that when people get up here and they criticize you for making decisions that may not be the best decision for them or their family, what people need to understand is that you're acting in the best interest of the entirety of our community. And it's always difficult to say that when you're sitting in those seats. Now, I'm not in that seat anymore, so I just want to be clear that we've always acted in the best interest and safety of our students, and none of you get up every morning and say, okay, how can we put the students of Cedar Grove in harm's way today? It's not what happens, okay? It's quite the opposite, because we always act in the best interest of the students, and that's what you guys have done this summer. I'm very appreciative of that, and I want to make sure the community understands how hard it is to sit in that seat, and that's what I hope I'm conveying tonight. But thank you again for this honor. I appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me back, and don't kick me out if you see me. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
So we're going to just take a moment because we got a cake for Joe, and then we will reconvene shortly when we're done with cake.
You never want to leave.
Okay, I call the meeting back to order. we're done with cake.
Yep.
From the Office of the Business Administrator and Board Secretary, can I have a motion for B1 through B3? B1 is a motion to approve the public and executive minutes of August 30th and September 13th, 2016. B2 is a motion to approve the budgetary transfers for the month of August 2016. And B3 is a motion to approve the Board Secretary's certification to the Cedar Grove Board of Education pursuant to the code that no line item account has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of the code, and further pursuant to the code, no major account or fund has been overexpended in violation of the code. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Aye.
Mr. Mandela.
For partial of B1, for August 30th, abstain for September 13th, and I for B2 and B3.
And Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Can I have under bills, can I have a motion for B4?
So moved.
Second.
B4 is a motion to pay the following list of bills that was in our packet for September 20th, 2016. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Aye.
Mr. Mandela.
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Under business, can I have a motion for B5 through B10?
So moved.
Second?
B5 is a motion to approve the Brahma Construction Corp. payment application number 4 and the amount listed therein for the work done at North End and South End. B6 is a motion to accept the MMS FSA donation of 20 bungee chairs valued at $650 and a multicolored carpet valued at $150. Both of these items are going towards the creation of the makerspace in the middle school media center, which is actually right to our left if you'd like to see the chairs. B7 is a motion to accept the generous donation from 414 Entertainment in the amount of $470 to be used towards the purchase of lost items from North End School. B8 is a motion to approve, a proposal by Lilith Corp. Pursuant to the code in the amount of $22,800 for asbestos removal at North End School. B9 is a motion to approve a proposal by J. Valente Plumbing and Heating to provide plumbing services at North End School. And B10 is a motion to approve the removal of $40,800 from the CAP reserve account to be used in the general fund for the removal of asbestos at both North End and South End schools. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Aye.
Mr. Mandela.
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. From the Office of the Superintendent of Schools, I believe you have a superintendent report.
Oh, yes, I do. Thank you. This one yet. So once again, welcome back. Schools are open. So while we've been focused for a fair bit of time on the transition of North End to Woodland Park and on LRP, which now houses our pre-K and K, we shall not forget that South End opened on time, as did the high school, as did the middle school, as did all those other locations, to a whole host of happy faces. And by now in week 2, I think the proof is in the pudding. The children have come home. They reported back to myself. I've experienced it, witnessed it myself. The process that has begun, right? The process of educating the learning community in Cedar Grove. And so I'm always impressed by, what we do and how we do it, frankly, from the board right on over to the last person in line. It takes a village, and we talk about that all year. And on the first week of school, the second week of school, you're certainly reminded of that. And so the superintendent's report is just a sort of snapshot that we gather, myself and each of our principals, from their respective buildings about generally what's been going on for that particular month. It's not exhaustive, it's just a snapshot again of things that they're sort of working on, and looking to work towards. We post these online shortly after our meeting, so by all means, when you have time, go online. Angel will have it posted for us shortly after I send it to him, and off we'll go. As you'll see here, it talks about college and career readiness, facilities upgrades, and communication, a reflection of last year's goals. The board and myself are looking to establish new goals for the 16-17 school year at an upcoming meeting in October, at which time the template for my report will change. So by all means, take some time to review that. There's some wonderful things going on as usual. So just allow me to transition to a very brief presentation of the facilities update. I have just about a dozen or so pictures of works in progress. So Angel's going to cue me up here, and then I'll be done in just a moment. It's not a present. I don't want, I know you're spoiled with what those presents. This is old school PowerPoint. I find it so much easier to see these photos. Next month, does that have the full Monty comes? Thank you, sir.
No present.
Now, this is just a short and sweet. So I apologize for not including pictures of completed work. So just a quick reminder, South End is completed outside of a few much less items that we're putting together. As are, by and large, the bathrooms at the high school. So what you'll see here are the things that we anticipate being completed very shortly. Let's start with the girls' locker room. Here it is as you're entering. It looks great. The colors look great. The tile looks wonderful. Here's the girls' locker room, the PE area. So what you'll see here where these boxes are, this is where the lockers will be fashioned. So as you walk in down that corridor that I showed you, this is where the locker will be positioned.
It's a lot different from when I last saw it before school started.
Change for PE in this area. A little further on down, take a quick visit. You make a right here is the team room. I'll show you. A little farther beyond that is the bathrooms, and on this side is the shower area. So here's the new team room. Again, not quite finished, but we'll get a second coat of paint. This will be the perimeter with lockers, brand new lockers. So our girls' programs can store their stuff safely. They will cross sticks and soccer equipment, track, you name it, basketball. This is the team room. So we basically divided the locker area in half. This side of the wall is the PE area. Here's the new toilet room. Of course, it's not finished, but it will look lovely. And here's the shower area. It can't be as bright, as clean, as new. Let's a quick tour of the boys' locker room. Again, we're looking to have this done shortly by the end of the month. Doesn't look that way, but can you hear me now? Here's the boys' locker room. Much as the girls, in these, if you could look carefully below these buckets, this is where the lockers will be positioned in perimeter fashion like that, so the boys will come in and get changed for PE. This is the boys' team room, or one of them anyway. Not quite done. Work continues. This is one of the toilet rooms for the boys, and this is the shower room. I mean, it's just great stuff. If you saw the lockers before, you're very happy to see what you're seeing now. A quick tour of the auditorium from the entrance area. This is the back door on the right. This is facing the stage, as you can see. All of the plenum is in place for our new air conditioning unit. The ceiling's been painted. The stage area has been painted. You can't see them, but the pendant lights are in place. And so as they're wrapping up the electrical, the IT, those kinds of things, we're being told this will come together quickly. The flooring, the chairs, and the finishing touches. This is the view from the stage area. Looking back, this is the sound booth and the two entrance doors. The first photo was from this door here. And this is the new sound booth. We took some walls down. We've got a much larger structure in here for our new sound equipment. It's going to look marvelous. Lastly, let's talk briefly about the field. This is the field overview taken this morning. You can tell by our dark clouds we had here. It looks worse off than I'm being told it is, so let's remain optimistic. In the background, you can see the bleachers and our new press box. Looks phenomenal. On this side over here, of course, is our snack shack. Here's the parking lot facing the high school with retaining wall. So now you can see it coming into picture here. Again, looking back at the high school, here's our retaining wall. Over here is our big maintenance shed, and this is the new graded parking area. It's starting to come into focus. How about from the other side? Now this is looking towards Ridge Road. Again, retaining wall. They're grading the parking area. This is where the parking lot ended before, and so all of this area is new It's going to look great. Here's the new snack shack. It's going to happen, folks. And just to finish it up, here's our snack shack. It looks sort of lonely there, little skeleton crew. But I'm being told that now that we've reached this phase, the rest will happen much more quickly.
It looks very open.
Looks. We were kind of going for the open floor, the feng shui floor plan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Angel.
Okay, from the Office of the Superintendent of Schools, under Personnel, can I have a motion for S1 through S10?
So moved.
S1 is a motion to approve the superintendent's report. S2 is a motion to appoint the following staff in accordance with the state emergency hiring start state procedures. And I'll list it. It's Maggie Schrupp, North End and South End school music teacher, at the rate listed therein, retroactive from September 19th through June 30th, 2017. S3 is a motion to approve full lunch aid stipends for the following staff members until students return to North End School during the 2016-2017 school year at the rate listed therein. S4 is a motion to approve the following staff for morning care at the curriculum rate listed therein. S5 is a motion to approve Cheryl Johansson for substitute morning care / bus duty at the curriculum rate and lunch duty stipend prorated till the students return to North End, or the North End building. S6 is a motion to approve Jack Mondesini to provide SLE monitoring 2 times a month for the student ID listed at the rate listed therein. S7 is a motion to reimburse the following school-based volunteers for fingerprinting expenses. S8 is a motion to approve the following as a school volunteer. S9 is a motion to approve attendance at the following events. And S10 is a motion to approve the following leave of absence. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Aye.
Mr. Mandela.
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Under contracts, can I have a motion for S11?
So moved. Second.
And S11 is a motion to approve the following contract for the 2016-2017 school year for special education students as recommended by the Director of Special Services. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Aye.
Mr. Mandela.
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. The meeting is open to the public for comment on items on or off the agenda. Seeing none, I close that portion of the meeting. Future meeting announcements, October 11th, here at 7 p.m. For executive, 8 p.m. regular, and October 18th, again here, 7 p.m. for executive, 8 p.m. regular. Any other last comments or anything?
No, other than we're taking the Cedar Grove waves down on Saturday. We'll be up for 2 weeks. Saturday, the Boy Scouts and some other students will come and help us take it down.
And that's nice, it'll actually be up for the high school open house,
Yes.
which is the 22nd.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
That's nice, that'll give anybody an opportunity who hasn't had a chance to see it one more time. Nice. Alrighty. I have a motion,
So moved.
Second?
roll call?
Mrs. Burke.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Aye.
Mr. Mandela.
Aye.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Adjourned.
We're adjourned.